Naaman Forest.
It's Wednesday, January 25th.
And welcome to this edition of Naaman News. I'm Marcus Russell.
And I'm Taylor Haddon.
And today we have a very special guest, Mr. Mason. And my guess is most of you students here don't really know what he does here at Naaman Forest. So, Mr. Mason, why don't you tell us about your role here at Naaman and what you do for us?
Absolutely. First, thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Taylor, for having me this morning. And thank you, student body, for tuning in. My role here at Naaman Forest, I'm the Ready One-to-One instructional coach. As all of you students know, Garland launched the Ready One-to-One initiative. That's the iPad initiative. A part of that initiative, we got 2 new roles at every high school. Here we got the Ready One-to-One instructional coach, myself, and we got the Ready One-to-One iTech, that's Victoria. So my role is instructional support, and Victoria's role is technical support. So what I do is I work very closely with teachers and help them to integrate digital tools in their classroom. And Victoria, she helps with the troubleshooting of the iPads if something goes wrong with the hardware or the software.
Okay.
And what do you want students to remember about their iPads?
Well, because teachers are working so hard to create digital lessons and incorporating the technology, we really want the students to bring the iPads and be a part of those lessons. So we need that every student, every day, in every class to have their iPads charged and ready to go. And when iPads were deployed, students and parents, they signed the acceptable use policy. Part of that policy did state that students would bring those iPads daily, that they would bring them ready to learn, just like they bring pencils and paper. Along with that, students promised that they would have their iPads in the cases. So it's very, very important that students keep the iPads in the cases at all times. That way, they won't get broken over the course of sometimes 4 years. A freshman will have that iPad for 4 years, and it lessens the likelihood of that iPad being broken. Not only that, keeping that iPad charged. And I know that some students are losing the charger. Right now, the district does not have a way to replace chargers, so it is up to the student or the parent to replace the charger for the iPad so that that student can be ready with the supplies.
Okay. And now, a lot of students are noticing that when they get home, they can't really access a lot of things on their iPad. Now what do they do about that?
So when students get home, what happens is, by federal law, GISD has to put filters on the iPads. And so when students get home, they need to open up Safari, the native web browser on the iPad, and they need to just navigate to a website. They can try to navigate to YouTube or navigate to Yahoo or navigate to whatever website really, and then they're going to get a pop-up screen. That's the content filter that they need to sign into with their SID number and their NPN. Once they sign in there, they can access things like Google Classroom and other things. And so if they're noticing that they're being blocked out, that's the reason why. They haven't signed into the content filter first so that they can access things at home.
Okay.
And where can students go to get more information or assistance about their iPads?
So on every student iPad, they have a couple of icons that are very important that the district's pushed out to the iPads. They're going to see an icon that says iPad Help, and it's got a question mark, and underneath it says iPad Service. What that app does is it actually opens up a form that students can fill out whenever they need any help with their iPad. And that form goes to our iTech Victoria here on campus, and she helps students in the order that those service requests come in. In addition, they have an app icon on their iPads that's called the Ready One-to-One icon. And that just gives them a lot of information about what to do when they're having difficulties with their iPad, and it reminds them of some things that they need to know as a part of the Ready One-to-One initiative. One of the big things that we're noticing is a lot of students are not bringing them, and so we don't know if those iPads are actually lost or stolen. So it's kind of imperative that let us know as soon as possible. If you don't know where the iPad is, you're not in trouble. We just want to start locating them as quickly as possible. The district partnered with a third-party company, and that third-party company, all they do 24/7, 365 days a year, is they find those iPads. So if you don't have your iPad, you can report it to a teacher, you can report it to the iTech, you can use that iPad service app, but we want to know that that iPad is lost or stolen so that we can locate it as quickly as possible. And then there's a very discounted rate for students to get a replacement iPad if they don't have their iPad. You can pay as little as $10, and we can get you issued another iPad so you're back up and running and ready for instruction in your teachers' classrooms.
Well, thank you very much for that very detailed instruction on the iPads. I really hope that helped you guys out. Again, really thank you, Mr. Mason, for coming out, and I hope that guys really helped you. If you guys had any problems about your iPad, again, if you have any trouble with it, be sure to check out that iTech help or whatever and get those problems taken care of so you guys can get back up and running for your iPads. And now, Taylor, I noticed you're wearing a Beauty and the Beast shirt. Does
I
that have
am.
anything to do with the musical?
It does.
Okay, now tell us about it.
All right, so we have a student assembly going on Friday morning, and tickets are only $5, but you just get to see the first act of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see the whole show, you can come Friday or Saturday night. Tickets are $8 in advance for students and $10 at the door, and those shows are at 7 o'clock. And you can get tickets from any cast member or from Miss DeBoer in the Little Theater.
All right, sweet. Well, I'm definitely psyched about it. I will be there for the student assembly, and I'll be cheering you guys on. I know it'll be great.
Thanks, Marcus.
You're welcome. Anyway, that's all we have for you guys today. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Marcus Russell,
And I'm Taylor Haddon.
and we'll see you guys next time.